Hey, what's up? This is Helenos from Dimmu Borgir and Insidious Disease, and you're listening to the Thomas Eriksen podcast.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the Thomas Eriksen podcast, and that is my name. I am Thomas Eriksen. For those of you who do not know who I am yet, I am the creator and main songwriter in the Norwegian black metal band Mork. And because of the corona thing, I have actually been doing this podcast for the last 12 weeks. So this is episode 12. That's not bad. If you want to support me, the podcast, and my band, please head over to the official Mork band web shop, and you can pick up merchandise and music in form of vinyls and CDs, patches, t-shirts, whatever. And pretty recently, the 22nd of May, Peaceville Records, which is my label, released the very first Mork demo, Rota til ondskap, on vinyl. And you can pick up a very special hand-numbered and autographed copy at the band webshop. So thank you very much for the support to everyone who has already bought merch and albums, and to the ones who are perhaps planning to do so. Thanks. Not much to update this time, so I will just go into it. This episode, let's see, this weekend I got to have some quality time with my friend Nocturno Culto of the mighty Darkthrone. Every now and again we get together and have fun. And I actually this time tricked him into doing a podcast episode with me. So that's nice, you know. People out there have asked if I will include any of the Darkthrone guys, and here you go. I happened to be lucky that he was in the mood that morning. So we are going to talk about, we talk about the early beginnings of Darkthrone and some stuff in and out of that. So just sit back and enjoy. Ted is a very relaxed and great guy. And without any further ado, here is my conversation with the one and only Nocturno Culto of the mighty Darkthrone. Er du litt redusert I dag?
Ja, jeg nok det. Selv om det vanskelig å stoppe en gammel motor som varm, så når han først stopper, så tar det litt tid for å starte igjen. Slår tilbake det der.
Okay, I am sitting here together with a fine gentleman. He is a monument in Norwegian culture history, I would say.
Well.
I'm sitting together with my good friend, Mr. Nocturno Culto, Ted Kjellum of the mighty Darkthrone. Welcome.
I'm sitting here. I'm sitting here.
Ja.
I'm sitting here.
You're sitting here. Ja.
Ja da. Well,
I lured you to Halden.
yes, you did.
How did that work out?
It's because you are always so happy and positive, and that's why you manage things like that.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I tricked you into doing a podcast episode with me too.
Yes.
I'm evil, right?
Yeah, kind of evil.
Yeah. We had a good time last night, I guess, then.
Yes, we had.
Good music and good beverages.
Beverages. Yes, I'm just waiting a few more hours till I can drive again, and I will be on my way.
Over the fjord and into the mountains.
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yes.
Okay.
The almighty Oslo Fjord.
Oslo Fjord, yes. With the
What a beautiful sight. Yes, yes. Oh,
with the Foten boat. Fosen.
Fosen, yeah.
Fosen.
Yes.
What we usually do on the podcast is that we talk about your history, basically, where you're from, what made you into you.
Oh, I think that is a very complex questions to answer, and
Yeah.
I don't think I want to go into it actually, but
Where are you from?
Oslo.
Oslo.
Yes.
You're an Oslo boy.
Yes, Oslo boy.
Yeah.
I'm the Oslo boy.
What was your first musical experiences?
Classical music.
Classical? Like Mozart and Bach and stuff like that?
Yes.
Was that because of your family or?
Probably they found out that they just, I mean, to keep me calm, they could just put on a headset with classical music, and I was sitting and staring for like 3 hours. So yeah.
Yeah, and what I guess, like everyone, you came into rock and roll somehow.
Yeah, and that's a lot of coincidences, of course.
By school and friends and stuff like that.
Well, everybody has a cool uncle,
Yeah.
so did I.
What did he show you?
I could just play all his records. So,
Yeah. And it's
basically, I mean, I think, both my feet are kind of deeply planted into the 70s rock, and so I think that's my go-to musical era.
any specific bands you came into the first that captured your attention somehow?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of I can't remember.
We talked about Pink Floyd. Was that an early one?
Yeah, that was an early one, and this is a very bad time to have a podcast. But yeah, well, music, everything is just coming, into your life by,
Coincidences.
yes. So I never did much of searching up music myself, because it's always been there. I can't really,
You're lucky then that you had this uncle with a vast collection, I guess.
yes.
So you can just
Of course, but music has been in the family, even though I am the only musician.
Okay, so no other musicians at all.
No,
Your uncle didn't jam or anything.
no,
Only a fan of music.
yes,
But he was like a hard rocker.
no. Hard rocker? I don't know. I don't know what hard rocker is.
I don't know. If you listen to Black Sabbath in the 70s, you're a hard rocker, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Black Sabbath was also one of my early bands,
Oh, that's great.
and I guess Black Sabbath was probably the band that did most impact on me when I was young.
Was that because of the darkness in it?
It's because of the riffs,
Yeah, yep.
and I think the brilliant, as a band, the musicians in Black Sabbath was brilliant musicians, and together they was a force,
Yeah.
and yeah, a lot of good memories about that, and of course you still listen to Black Sabbath to this day, so it doesn't lose its importance.
Did we listen to Black Sabbath yesterday?
Yes.
Which one?
Um,
Yeah, we listened to the collection of hits or something.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Aussie era.
yeah.
What captured me with Black Sabbath was the way Geezer Butler plays bass.
Yeah, I know.
He
It's,
basically plays guitar riffs on the bass.
he's insanely good at bass playing.
It's beautiful for the ear.
Yes,
I don't know.
it is. So yeah, it's, and together, and I mean, in the early 70s, they were great,
Yeah.
and fantastic band,
But were they the ones who made you pick up the guitar? What got
Well,
you
I-
into the guitar?
Well, I think they didn't when I first got to know Black Sabbath, I was kind of still quite young,
Yeah.
and
How old?
I
Ish.
can't remember. It's,
Like 7?
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Early school age.
Yeah, and but later on, we got bands like it expanded quite fast, and of course, Kiss also. I did like them a lot when I was a kid. And,
Was it a makeup thing that captured you then?
I think it was basically the music as
The
well.
songs.
I think so.
Yeah.
But of course, the makeup was part of the theatricals, and
The magic.
yeah, and it was very mysterious.
Yeah.
But of course, the music is the important thing, and yeah.
But when did you pick up the guitar?
Probably when I was around 12, 13 years, maybe.
Same age as me then.
Yeah.
What made you pick it up?
I can't remember.
Oh?
I just want to play,
Yeah, because you didn't do any sports or anything like that? Like football?
Well,
or-
I actually did. I did motorsport when I was young.
Like motocross?
Yeah, but the sport called trial.
Oh, yes.
It's a very different bikes.
It's a bit longer bike, right?
Yes, and you don't sit on them actually.
You stand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was doing that for a while.
Were you good?
I had the potential, definitely.
Yeah.
I was about to take some kind of license to drive competitions.
Wow.
But then I quit because the music was more important
Yeah.
to me.
Yes.
So it's like I had to choose what will I be good in, So
It's like, Steve Harris from Iron Maiden. He basically could choose to be a professional football player or a rock star,
yeah,
Yeah. So you went with the rock star then.
yeah. Well, I just went for a rock star. I don't know about that, but there's
You're a rock though.
yeah, some kind of rock.
Yeah.
So,
Fossil.
yeah.
But you picked up the guitar because of you had like friends that were into the same thing, or was it something you did on your own?
I did that on my own because I wanted to play, and trying to find someone to play with.
But did you sit in your room and play to records and learn by ear and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you have gehör.
I have gehör. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing if you're a musician.
At least I think I have it, but I don't know.
If you think so, then you have confidence. That's good.
Oh.
So you sat in your room, played Kiss and Sabbath and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and then you searched for people.
Well, not search for people. I did find someone to play with early, but we had some rehearsals and stuff. But I don't think they were that eager as I was.
No.
So, but the coincidences made me get in touch with the Darkthrone guys.
What was
Nice.
your first band called?
I don't want to talk about it.
Is it
Oh, it's-
suppressed memories?
Yeah, kind of. But
Yeah.
but they were like, just wanted to do some music, you know.
Yeah.
And
But this was in the 80s, I suppose you were already into Venom and Slayer and Metallica.
yeah. And I mean, I remember Slayer did a big impact on me in I think it was in maybe in '85, because in Oslo we had this cable TV, and there was a show on Sky Channel. I think it was Sky Channel. It's called Monsters Rock with Mick Wall.
Oh yeah,
Great. He was great.
that's a British channel, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he showed like from the combat tour in '85 with Venom and Exodus and Slayer, and he showed Hell Awaits live from that one of those shows,
Yeah.
and it was it was amazing. I mean, you were used to not that kind of brutal thing.
Was that the first brutal band you heard?
No, but I think the whole performance and the sound and everything was so chaotic. So it was like you were just run over by the most massive train you can imagine. And after I saw the video first time, I was more in the state of what just happened now. What did I actually see just now? And
You were baffled.
yeah, I was very baffled, and but then I saw it a couple of more times because there was something there that was amazing, and this Slayer is amazing. But I have to admit that I fancy the early stuff.
More than the new stuff, basically.
I guess I haven't heard the new stuff.
No.
So I have no idea. It's like when I listen to music, I just I don't really search for anything new. I know there's a lot of very good, fantastic underground bands out there that I listen to frequently. I get some tips here and there, but when it comes to the 80s, hard rock, heavy metal stuff, I have my favorites. There's a lot of them, and I just need those records.
Yeah.
I don't need to,
It's like a comfort zone.
That's my comfut zone, and
Yeah.
I go for it. I like the comfort zone.
Hey, it's good to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But how did you get into the extreme metal thing, the Slayer and the Venoms and I don't know,
It's just, it's just coincidences again.
Yeah.
So when I joined the Darkthrone guys in May '88.
How did you meet them? Get in touch with them?
Well, it's a friend of mine had a cousin, and that cousin did know the band, and I know the band had released one demo, The Land of Frost.
Yeah.
And I think their guitarist, one of their guitarists, got fired because he had some poster on his wall that was not
with the wrong band.
with the wrong band. So he got fired. So I just contacted Fenris.
Yeah.
And we had a chat for like I think we talked on the phone for over an hour. We're just talking about music.
That was the first meeting, so somehow.
Well, that was the first time I talked to him. And,
Yeah.
And we decided to meet up on the Kolbotn train station.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm asking him like, I don't know what you look like. I mean, what should I look after? So he said, you have to, I don't know what it's called in English, but There was no problem finding him,
No.
to say the least. So
Or was it like a scarf and?
yeah, and he had this. It's like when you put a ball on your head and you just cut around it. Yeah. it's like the early Blackadder look, and he had this kind of a rat tail, like.
Oh man, that sounds just horrible.
Yeah, but it's funny. I mean I probably I can't remember what I looked like, but
I would guess you look like now. You never changed.
well. Well.
Okay, so you met him at the train station and you just went up and jammed?
No, we just met up when
Had a chat?
walked around, had a chat, and I know that they were going to play some kind of a rock contest kind of thing.
Kulturmønstring?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to go see them there.
Yeah.
They were only 3 in the band.
Yeah.
And Fenris was doing the vocals. And that concert I was attending to it to see if I liked the band and if I wanted to join. It's like and I saw them and I was like, this is really good. And I saw a band that wanted something, and
They're
they
eager.
Yeah, they were kind of eager, and of course there's no denying that Fenris is talent for drumming was quite obvious.
And he has a musical ear.
Definitely,
Very much so.
And for a young band, it is amazing to have such a talented drummer, because when you have a good drummer, it kind of pushes the band.
It ties it together.
Definitely, and the rest of the band was to, follow it. It's like a very positive dynamics going on. And,
but if the drummer is good, then if the other band members are sloppy, it doesn't really matter because the drums are tight in the.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why drumming is important. I mean, it's kind of a silly thing to actually discuss, because without drums it had been nothing,
That's true.
And without guitars it'd be nothing.
But if the drummer is sloppy, then you got nothing.
You got nothing. You can,
But who was in the band when you saw them at the contest there?
It was the band that I joined.
Dag and Ivar and Gilve.
Yes.
And they played like death metal stuff?
Yeah, they played from basically from the Land of Frost.
Okay, yeah.
Demo, I guess. And so I joined the band, and we quickly started to making more music.
Yeah, together.
Together, yes.
Everyone contributing.
I contributed on the second demo, Snowfall.
Yep.
And I didn't really. It was a very exciting time for me, because I couldn't really know if I kind of really had it in me, because I haven't been tested much before.
No.
Like where is my actual skill level here? I couldn't
Just
possibly
threw
know.
yourself into a situation and just
Yes.
hope for the best.
Yes, and it went very well.
But how did the process become from him singing and playing drums and you coming in and you started to be the vocalist off the go?
No, I think Snowfall was. I think that track was like 9 minutes or something.
Yeah.
So we felt. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, just doing that song, it was quite an achievement for
9 minute epic, yes.
to achievement for such a young band.
How old are you? 15, 16?
I was 16, yeah.
16.
But I think Ivar might be in 15, yeah.
He is a bit younger than you guys.
Yeah, and.
Are you the same age, by the way? The three others?
I guess so. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
So How did you come into singing?
Well, we released yet another demo called Turkandra. And Fenris did the vocals on that.
Okay.
But I think it was after that demo, Fenris, just one day we were rehearsing. He said, Ted, maybe you should do the vocals. It's a more natural thing,
Because you've been trying here and there?
No. It's because I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to sing anymore. I have no clue. But it was, of course, a bit more natural thing, and if we in the future should, play any concerts, I think he wanted me to do the vocal job.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, sure, I can try that. I can do that.
Because you've never done it before, right?
No. And so I got to be the vocalist. But, and it has been that, ever since. But I think, I would say doing the vocals, of course, after so many albums as we have released now, you can call me a vocalist as well.
Yeah.
But at I really don't feel like a vocalist. I never did. I feel like a guitarist.
Yeah.
And I would, when doing shows with Sarke or, and Darkthrone as well, in the early days, I would be much more comfortable, just playing guitar.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like to do. I don't like to do vocals. Well, I like to do vocals. I don't get me wrong, but
it's just an instrument that needs to be there too, the vocals.
Yeah. But of course, I guess I'm talking about live performances.
Yeah.
Doing vocals in studio is, I think that's fantastic. Because you
get into some kind of mood or
absolutely
special place.
A special place.
Yes.
It's a very special.
But when you started to sing in Darkthrone, who were your influences? I guess you went inside your head and thought, okay, how am I supposed to do this?
Well, I can't remember, and I have no idea how I did approach it the first times. I can't remember, and it's just been there. We after the Turkandra demo, we had a quick chat about, are we going to give this demo to record companies?
Yeah.
And I think we landed on no, we don't, time is not there yet.
Yeah.
So, we did some shows at the bootleg scene in Oslo.
Yeah.
Some of them, were filmed like in some kind of Oslo TV local thing.
Was that some kind of open scene thing? Open stage night, kind of open mic thing?
No. I think people had to pay to come there.
Okay, so it was a booked show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is that it was an important scene for Oslo band.
Yeah.
At the time, because it was great. The people working there were professionals.
Is that in the basement of Chateau Neuf?
No. It was no.
Because they're betong. Where was this?
This is like just above Grünerløkka.
Yeah. Okay. What was it called again? What did you say?
Bootleg.
Bootleg was it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And it was like a miniature Rockefeller.
Yeah.
In Oslo. It's like and the people working there, they had professional sound and light, and for a young band, of course, it's great because you get the vibe of actually,
It just served like that when you show up. Yeah. How was that? Was that your first shows?
No, we played a show in Kolbotn Cinema Theater.
Okay.
That was a sight to behold.
Okay. Was that only you guys or?
No, there was a couple of other bands and some of them were kind of much older than we were.
Okay.
And more professional. So, but they were, it's funny. They acted like rock stars, and I remember. I think we were the first band out of three, and they didn't even bother to. I mean, we had just like, the normal lights on,
Yeah.
and and when the main band came up, it was of course dark, and they had to use some light and stuff.
But you weren't allowed to use the lights?
I mean, we didn't think about it, but I saw the recordings, and I've been thinking about it, in the later years, and but the whole point for us was to play this music,
Yeah.
and
It didn't matter how it was. Only you could play it.
we couldn't care less.
That's cool.
We just wanted to play well.
Yeah. Was that your first show?
Yes. It was, and it was. I didn't do vocals. We had Kenneth from Valhall
Okay.
did the vocals, and on that show.
Is that the same period where Gylve played in Valhall?
I don't know.
Because he did, right?
Yeah. He did.
Because that's a band from Kolbotn too? Or Vinterbro was it? Perhaps?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I think so.
Thomas Bergli talked about that.
Yeah.
I think he was in there too at that time.
Yeah.
Actually. Okay, so you had a different singer on the first show.
Yeah, because I don't know what's happened, but I think I wasn't ready yet, or there was something there. I mean, I think I had to focus on the guitar.
Yeah.
But after that, I did the vocals. We did some shows in Norway with various bands, but a lot with Cadaver. And I mean, we were.
How far did you travel?
From Oslo?
Yeah. Where did you have shows? Was it in Oslo?
Well, we had. I think we played on the bootleg stage at least 4 or 5 times.
Did you play in Sarpsborg too?
I think it was Fredrikstad.
Fredrikstad. You know where? Remember where?
I can't remember.
No.
We played also a outdoor kind of event in Kolbotn or Tornåsen,
Okay.
which was awful.
What kind of event was this?
It was. I think it was just like an open day out,
With everyone, all ages, kids,
Yes,
old
yes.
Grannies,
Yes.
and Darkthrone live.
Yes. It was kind of a horrible day with bad sound, but we played anyway.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, and we did play some of the bootleg. I think they recorded it for the Oslo TV a couple of times. I think it was one in 89 and it was one in 90.
I'm pretty sure there's footage on YouTube of this.
Yeah, I think it is. And
what did you make? And did you make a new demo that you decide to show to labels?
Yeah. That's where we. Let's jump back in where we were, and that is right, because the third. I can't remember fourth demo called Kromlek.
Yes.
Kromler.
Yeah. What is that?
Don't ask me now. It's too early in the morning. And that was a live recording from Bootleg, because we wanted them to just tape the concert through the mixing desk.
Yeah. Yes.
And it sounded great. And the performance was good. And I think I did some vocals. I can't remember. I think so. And that's when we decided, okay, let's send this demo out to record companies. And we did, and we got a lot of positive feedback. So we actually had to choose between labels to sign.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And we went for Peaceville, and I think that is the single most important decision we have done.
Yeah.
Very, very important decision, actually. And it proves that there was actually some thinking behind that decision as well.
Yeah.
We couldn't really possibly imagine how far that would take us.
No.
Because we just wanted to play. We just wanted to sign with a record label that was, as far as we could see, did run professionally, and they have released some very good albums.
Yeah.
And they had some great bands, and so it was kind of a no-brainer, actually.
May I ask which other bigger labels you?
No, I think that there were a lot of underground labels.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of all of them, but
Was Peaceville the same size back then as today? Or
no,
it bigger now?
they Peaceville did run the entire business by themselves.
Oh, they were independent.
Yes,
Yes, and now
they did actually. In-house, they did everything.
Oh yeah.
From cover layouts to promotion. They actually got the records in the house and shipped it out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think some of the records were just shipped straight to the distributors, but they did a lot of work, and they were like, I don't know how many employees they had back then, but I think there were at least 6-7 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think so. It's about the same today.
no, Peaceville had just one employee.
Only one?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, everyone works for Snapper.
Yeah, Snapper is the main label. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to the offices now, and
Yeah.
they were.
And they are kind of a lot of people there, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember how many, but 10 perhaps.
Yeah. No, it's a great bunch of people.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
So how did it work out? Did you just receive a contract, signed it, mailed it back to them, and then
Yeah, pretty much it.
go into a studio and make an album?
Yeah, we I can't remember for what reason we chose to go to Sunlight Studio, but I think it was mainly because
Did Entombed record there?
yes,
Yeah.
a lot of the Swedish band did record there, and I think the reason we chose that was because we knew it was safe.
Yeah.
Because the engineer there, he
knew his stuff.
He knew his stuff. I mean, he did the metal thing, so I think it was a safe choice.
Yeah.
And even though they had D drums,
What is that? Is that like trigger stuff or?
Yeah, it was like digital drums,
Okay.
basically. Yeah,
So it's not a full drum kit. It's pads.
basically yes.
Okay.
And we didn't like that.
Like the Roland I have in there, kind of thing.
Yeah, but probably
A bit more necro.
I don't know.
So you use that?
No, because we found that to be very problematic.
Yeah.
So I think I was the one making the phone calls, talking to the engineer. I think his name was Thomas as well. And said that, we have to take our drum kit with us. And he said, no, it's not possible.
That was an issue for them.
Yeah. And but we didn't give up. So I called him again and said, okay, we have to bring the I think we did bring, of course, symbols and stuff like that, and I think we were allowed to have the toms with us. And but when
That's strange.
when I called back the third time, I said, "Hey, maybe we should bring our bass drums with us," and that was totally out of the question. So we had to settle for the D drums, bass drums. Okay.
And the snare?
No, the snare we brought.
Okay,
as
okay.
well, yeah, I think so.
That's really strange deal.
It's a very strange deal, but we knew it would sound good. Okay?
Yeah.
But we just
You went with it.
yeah, and we got some help from the Entomb guys as well.
Okay.
Because they.
With rigging and ideas and
I think
production?
basically the rigging and the setup, and they kind of they was there. They hang around sometimes, and just in the start, just to make sure we were comfortable with what we.
Are you guys the same age?
I think so, basically. Yeah.
So you were like 18, 19?
I think I was 18. Yeah.
So you drove over there by yourself in your own car?
I can't remember. No, I think we. I think we did go with the train.
Okay, with all the equipment?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a long time ago,
Yeah, it is.
and it was a strange week.
So you spent 1 week over there?
I think so.
Yeah.
Not a full week, I guess. But that was the debut album, and of course,
And the turnout was great.
as a young band, you have one goal, and that is to release an album.
Yeah.
So we always like to say that, we had one ambition, and that was to release an album. And after that, we haven't had any ambitions at all.
No? Yeah.
And it's very true.
Yeah.
Well, not entirely, but of course, the earlier years we had ambitions of what our music should sound like.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't about having a career.
no, not at all. We didn't think like that. I think it's all coming down to. Well, it has been like that. That making albums is our thing.
Yeah.
We like doing that. That is the main thing we do.
And create music.
Yeah, and and we rehearsed a lot in the early days.
So it was like bang, 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 the first album, the recording went smooth. You knew
Went
all the
smooth.
tracks.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
You were tight.
Yeah, I did. I remember I did the solos
Yeah.
on that album. I had planned some of them in forehand, but a lot of it just was done on the spot.
It's actually more famous guitar players than you actually know is doing it like that on the spot.
Yeah,
Few are planning it.
Yeah, I remember one of the songs had a very. I had to plan it because it was a difficult.
It was a certain pattern, I guess.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it was, and I found a very a good thing. I was very pleased about myself, and I just go along with. We recorded that song in the studio with a Norwegian broadcaster. There were some guys. I think it was three guys that was supposed to do some kind of an exam about the like the final test of their sound and picture production kind of.
All right, we had a little power shortage here. Where were we?
There is not a lot of power in Norway.
No, there's not. Not power metal, even.
It's
Oh, where were we? You were finished with the album and no ambitions. You were.
yeah, but in the early days, of course, you have ambitions of of how we wanted to. What should we? It's like I remember working on Under Funeral Moon was very much like. Then we were a trio.
Yeah.
Again, and we wanted that album to be like the coldest and darkest black metal we could do, but the year passes by, and
you told me a story yesterday about you and Ivar were sitting at your place, I think.
yes,
And you kind of decided that
we
the
didn't
death metal path was perhaps not the one.
We didn't decide. We was just everybody has to. Well, the majority of the band has to come along with it. So
Yeah.
but we just
But you attacked Gylve with this idea, right?
yeah. And he was totally into it, and I think it's because in the most hectic of the rehearsals, when we were making the Goat Lord album,
Yeah.
which is very technical and a lot of hassle,
Yeah.
and when you take a break, you listen to completely. I mean, it was it's a delight to just put on some Motorhead or
Just to simmer down and relax a bit.
yeah. And I think we felt that we had painted ourselves into a corner with all this technical shit.
Yeah.
But it was it was amazing to actually pull it off, to make an album, even though we didn't record it in studio.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yes, it's a live thing in the rehearsal place, but
But did you have plans to go into the studio with that one?
yeah, that was the plan. But
So
suddenly,
Peaceville had plans that you were going into the
Yeah.
studio and making Goat Lord.
and you can imagine their faces when we sent them back a Blaze in Northern Sky album a
Yeah.
year later. I think they really. I think Hammy really. I think at first I really do believe he thought it was a joke, because he couldn't really believe it.
It's so out of the blue,
Yeah. And
It's totally different.
yeah.
100% different.
Yeah, and but I think the transition. If you take some of the material on Goat Lord, kind of reworked stuff from Goat Lord is apparent on A Blaze in Northern Sky.
Yeah, I heard Fenris has talked about there's some death metal riffs here and there.
Yes, and I think that they partially lifted from Goat Lord.
Okay.
Some kind of Goat Lord sessions, because
You didn't have enough material, did you?
no, not that. We actually planned to release A Blaze as a mini album.
Like an EP thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but wise as we are, we thought, no, let's just make a full album. Just wait a bit longer. We were very eager to put this out.
Yeah.
And so when we were to record A Blaze, we had some pretty, we had really thought about how this album would sound like, sound-wise and
That
guitar.
was planned.
That's planned.
precisely.
Yeah. I think Ivar and myself, we were,
Experimenting.
Shit, this is. I can't really say it's early in the morning either, so
No.
I have no excuse to be
Yeah,
this.
I have an excuse for you. It's
okay.
the absinthe.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh.
You were fumbling around with sounds.
Yeah.
Basically.
So.
And then you basically just used effect pedals and just tried out.
I can't remember. I think I believe that we did only use our
amps.
amps on it. Yeah, we had some Marshall amps, which
Stacks?
yes, and when we turned the knobs in the right directions,
Yeah.
we got this kind of cold sound,
Yeah.
and it was. I don't think they did much tweaking on that in the mix either. But it was awesome to get it recorded, and
Oh, I thought you used a tiny amp on the recordings of Ablaze. Did you use your Marshall stacks?
Ivar did use a tiny amp on Under Full Moon.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the Marshalls on the Ablaze.
I think so.
Yeah?
I can't remember. Maybe the other guys remember it better than me, but I think so.
But how come you went to Kolbotn this time? Because it was just nearby?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were more comfortable by that time.
Yeah.
Because we have already recorded an album. We knew the process, and of course we had rehearsed. I mean, countless hours on because we had already begun working on Goat Lord when we go to studio.
Yeah.
And to record Soulside Journey. So, I mean, it was like everybody else that we knew outside the band. They were like normal youths, going to parties, going to town, have a drink, whatever. But we just rehearsed all the time.
Encapsulated yourselves in the rehearsal room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, constantly.
Yeah.
As soon as there's like, on the most intense, I think we rehearsed like 5 times a week.
That's the true part of Norwegian black metal, I will say.
Yeah, I mean,
It's passion.
Yeah, and I think this is it was a very important time building up, the dynamics of playing together.
Yep.
And of course we got to be, of course, better musicians as well.
Yeah, evolve.
At the end of that tunnel. But and then we go a bit more primitive music, and it was a delight.
But
tell you.
Is it true that you were inspired by the Leipzig recording for that sound?
No, I
No.
can't remember that. No.
What about the riffs? How did you come into that frame of mind?
I think that was also a very complex answer to that.
As a battery and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of other bands. It's like when you're doing music, together as a band, and every song together, it's a very strange dynamic because everybody has their own, preferences
Of course.
and way of thinking.
Yeah.
So, but on Under Full Moon, we did make the songs separate from each other.
Okay, so you have... Okay.
Yeah,
Which songs are yours?
I can't remember. I think the first one, Natasha.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Lyrics and the music?
No, Fenris doing the lyrics. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Most of the time.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Luckily, I mean, he's
He's the poet.
he's good at writing lyrics. So I did some lyrics myself over the years, and some of them I'm very pleased about. And in retrospect, some of them were kind of maybe not so good. But I think,
The important part is that you do it.
yeah. Well, sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of things I can write about,
Yeah.
So
But how did you get into the... because Ablaze and Under a Funeral Moon, it was a total shift, and in the visuals too. All of a sudden you had corpse paint and the covers were black.
yeah, we kind of quit the corpse paint pretty soon
Yeah.
after that because
How did you get into the corpse paint?
I think it's to paint yourself in the face has probably been done since mankind.
That's a primal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we used it just to get to a place, a state of mind that could inspire us to do what we did,
Also to create.
Yeah.
Did you paint yourself only for some photo shoot things, or was it like for a rehearsal and a set event?
We did have some breaks, and we can. I think we just. I think we're just trying to amplify all the ideas and what we were thinking about sound wise, and I think that so we just could just be outside in the walking around some graveyard with corpse paint on.
Just one evening, the band did that.
Yeah.
And they happened to have a camera.
Yeah, well, yeah, something. Actually, yeah, but we did plan some of them. Okay, we have to take some,
Promo shots.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But did you ever get into the mood on rehearsals with like the dimmed lights and the candles?
Yeah, I mean, when we rehearsed to Under Full Moon, we had black candles everywhere. That was the only light we had.
Oh, I can imagine that was the vibe.
That was the vibe, I tell you.
Yeah, man. And what about the logo? Was that a Swedish guy who did that?
Yes, together with 2 Swedish guys, I think, and Fenris.
Okay.
And the original logo is more of a. Have you seen that? It's the original logo.
Is it pretty similar?
It's
a bit more chunky, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it is the illustration of some kind of a swamp monster beneath the logo.
Oh, okay. Yes, I think I see that.
Yeah.
Isn't that the cover of some demo tape?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the original logo. But
so it was bigger before.
Yes.
That was the logo.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what they did was to remove the
creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, yes. And just extend the branches on the logo.
Yeah.
To be further out,
So it's supposed to look like trees or roots or something.
I guess so.
Yeah. It's a eye-catching logo. That's why I'm asking about it, because you recognize it at once.
Yeah.
And I think you're one of the earlier ones who had a logo like that, right?
I have no. Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
I would say. Probably.
I think that's really fascinating. So Gylve came up with the idea about that then.
I think so.
Yeah.
You have to ask him about stuff like this.
You can never change it. Promise me that.
No.
It should stick.
Yeah. It has been stuck.
But Peaceville, they swallowed it in time, and they just accepted that you have changed in musical wise.
I think so.
Yeah.
And they went along. Okay, we release it. And suddenly that album was like, was a big success for Peaceville. So
was it a classic even back then? If you know what I mean, was it a very special album in '92?
I think so.
Yeah.
Impact. I remember I talked to some guys I knew from, I think it was Sarpsborg.
Yeah.
And I was hanging around with them once in a while. And
Medaljon og
ja, og så ja, men det var et par andre og en annen jeg husker ikke hva han het. Also, but I went in there and I saw those guys sat there with that Blaze album.
Yeah.
And we were of course working on Under Full Moon, so it was like bygones for us. The Blaze. So, but it has just been released, and I remember one of them just he looked kind of shocked, and he looked up to me and said, "Do you even know what you just did here, And I said, "No, what did we do, oh, this album, man, it's like yeah, whatever, you know.
Next thing, move along.
No.
It's magical. It really is. But it's been talked to death about these things, you know.
Yeah, but it's I think, you know, most of you know, I've been part of some there's been a lot of may I be diplomatic and say not so interesting black metal documentaries.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen them all, I think. And, they vary a little bit.
It's a wrong focus. But anyway,
But you kind
lost
of
it again.
you kind of moved around where you lived and stuff. So it was, I guess, it wasn't. Did you rehearse just as much, even though you like lived far away?
No.
And that's perhaps why Transylvanian Hunger and Panzerfaust was created the way they were, because that was basically Gylve.
Yes, I was. I remember doing the vocal for Panzerfaust. That was a strange day in the middle of summer.
It was a summer day.
And we were kind of very drunk, and I remember I used so much force on the vocals on that album. It was I was kind of devastated.
Yeah, I would imagine it sounds brutal.
It sounds brutal, yes.
How did you manage to keep it through the whole thing? Did you record it in one day?
Yeah.
Huh. You have powerful vocal cords, sir.
Oh yeah, well, it's starting to slowly degrade now.
Nah, come on.
I know.
Come on.
No. Well, the only thing, the only option we have is to just, you know, hang in there.
Yeah.
So, but now we have plans for more albums
Yeah.
and I think we're going to. I mean, we've been recorded in our own studio for many years now. I think since 2005.
Yeah.
And this end of this year and early next year, we're going to rent ourselves into a studio.
Yeah, a professional studio.
Yeah, so I don't have to worry about all the
Technicalities.
and mics and everything. So I'm looking forward to that. It will be. I see the next 5 years in Darkthrone history as very important for us, and, you know, because yeah, I don't know.
Do you have many ideas? New ideas?
The ideas are there. I mean, the cover artwork for the next album is already in-house.
Really?
Yes.
Outside the artist? Or?
Yes.
Yep.
And
You need to show me that.
yeah, maybe I can.
Do you have it with you?
Yeah, well, you can. I don't want to answer that. Yeah, you have it yourself as well. So
I have it?
yeah, on your phone.
Oh, yeah. There you go. The phone is everything and the cloud.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. I miss those days when I was living far away from the city and in the forest, and all you have is you have a mailbox on your fence. That's it.
What did, I think, Nuclear Assault on their very last EP, I think that came out a few years ago. They sang about being an analog man in a digital world. That's you.
Yeah, I guess so. I really don't like internet and logging in somewhere. It's
being exposed.
I mean,
in a way.
I just don't like it, man.
No?
I just want to receive my mail. If people, whatever, want something, I mean,
But you did have a Facebook and an Instagram for a while.
Oh, shit, yeah. Don't remind me.
You were good too. I remember you
I
put
don't-
out a
I
picture of a Lego figure.
Did I?
Yeah?
Well,
You were an influencer.
I don't think so, Thomas. I don't think so. But no, I think I just, got a bit fed up,
Yeah?
with
Looking at the other people's dinners.
and unserious, people, asking about everything.
Yeah,
I was like,
but you can choose to look away from that stuff, though. Just filter it out,
yeah, but the best way to filter it out is to just quit.
Switch,
it.
yeah, switch. Yeah, that's true.
Switch it off. I mean, if there were two inventions, if I could choose two inventions to just disappear from the face of the earth, I would say internet is one of them, and aeroplanes on the other hand. Even though I'm deeply fascinated by aeroplanes,
Yeah,
and
it's fascinating.
but the form, people are traveling too much.
Too much, you think?
Yeah.
I actually enjoy traveling. I like to see
Yeah, I
new
mean,
places.
that's the normal thing. Okay, travel here and there. But if you have to take the boat, okay, then you can see what people really wanted to do,
Because you have to make a big effort in...
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't get that much time off.
But don't listen to me. I'm just a fool. I'm just a fool.
Fool in love.
I'm actually just a fool, and everything I say seems to be not relevant at all.
It is, because it's
I don't-
relevant for you, man.
No, it's not. I mean, yes, what is relevant for me? I don't know. But anyway, I'm full of shit. So, don't listen to me. I think 95% of the things I've been saying here is false.
Depending on the air. So tonight you're going home and you're going to watch the new space shuttle launch.
Yes, I will, because it's quite exciting.
Yeah.
And I think,
I wasn't even aware of that.
no, I'm aware of, stuff like that. The
Oh,
important things, Thomas.
The important things. And we watched that yesterday on the live thing on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
They were like preparing for launch.
Yeah. It's fantastic, and
It's fascinating that people actually can do it.
yeah, it's insane.
Walking on the moon and shit. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't believe it.
But Thomas, the Earth is flat, didn't you know?
Yeah, it is. We are flat earthers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, even though if the Earth was flat, so what? I don't care.
You have to make the best of it.
I'm doing the exact same thing as
If it's flat or round?
yeah, doesn't matter to me.
No. We're too small for it to matter.
Yeah.
We're just ants.
Yeah, but everything, everything is round. And everything is rotating.
It is.
And,
Spinning.
Yeah. Even the cells in your body.
I'm getting dizzy from this.
I know. I've been dizzy for some hours now, but
How is your form shaping up a bit?
yeah, it is.
That's good.
Even though it is. It's shaping up.
We had a few beverages last night, so
Yeah.
Ted just need to shake it off before he can sit in the car and be safe.
Yes. I don't take any chances in that respect.
No.
So
That's a very clever move.
yeah, of course. I mean, It's very, very important.
But you told about new plans and stuff. Do you have anything other things that you will want to push or
Yeah.
promote?
Promote.
That's coming up.
Are we on the... Or is this a promo channel?
Now it is the final part of this. You can push whatever you want.
Well, you know.
You want to push Flat Earth and the Space Shuttle launch?
Yeah. So the space rocket is just going to hit the dome.
Yeah. Yes.
And it will fall back again. No, I don't know. When it comes to music, I don't know. I think there's some releases, a cassette box coming in September, and
Is that official?
Yeah, and also the official big box is coming in. I think in November.
I never understood what that was.
Well, you have to probably read the internet to understand that.
Is it albums and bonus stuff, or
We love the internet, don't we? It's fantastic. Well, it's one of the items there is actually the original Goat Lord
tape, right?
tape,
Yeah.
which is the entire rehearsal, and you get to hear everything,
Yeah.
you know, and
Without the vocal things that was put on later on the previous one.
yes, it's the raw rehearsal tape in its entirety.
Because it's only one of those, only one session like that was recorded.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it should be, for the Norwegian people, there might be some entertainment in, you know, what we're saying between the songs.
Yeah.
But, yeah, let's see.
I love those details. It makes it human, you know.
Yeah.
Faen, nå bomma jeg. Så faen, jeg skulle spilt sånn der.
I remember some rehearsals that we kind of, I think it was in the Goat Lord era. We just we started up a song and we played flawlessly.
Yeah.
And we stopped the song perfect. And it was suddenly this silence, and everybody was looking at each other, and you know,
I think I know what you're going to say.
It was like there's something not right here.
Yeah.
And after a while, we found out we just, you know, skipped the whole, like, 3 minutes of the song.
You didn't record?
2 minutes. No. It was just that we just...
Forgot the part?
Forgot a part,
Oh.
like 2-minute part in the middle of the song. Everyone. And we thought things went great, you know. And but I remember the silence after that song. And
that's synchronization right there.
yes.
That's a proper band.
That's a proper, yeah. Well, Thomas, we have been talking for too long, and this is Thomas Eriksen's podcast. You are talking to Nocturno Culto from Darkthrone.
Are we finished now?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go, man. So,
Yeah. No, I'm not driving just yet.
But thank you very much for gabbing into my microphone with me.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the things we have been talking about is okay for me to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, because it has something to do, you know, linked directly to music.
Yes.
And that is my field of interest, is
Yeah.
music, and therefore I can talk about it.
Cool.
I like talking about, like, you know, tiny details that doesn't matter, you know? Just telling some stories.
Yeah.
And everybody has to, you know, decide if it was true or false.
Yeah.
And but I think most of it is definitely true.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You're an honest man.
Yeah, when I have to. Yeah.
All right. See you next time, guys.